What if I told you that your car, the one that you paid thousands of dollars extra for, might be nearly identical to a cheaper model, just with a different logo? This isn't some rare marketing trick, it's a global strategy used by automakers to cut costs, boost profits, and quietly sell the same car in multiple ways. So today, we're pulling back the curtain on 12 cars that are secretly twins. Same engine, same platform, sometimes even made in the same factory, just wearing different clothes. But first, be sure to like and subscribe for more car tips that could save you thousands, and stick around until the end, because the last pair might just make you question every luxury car on the road. Number 1. Toyota 86 versus Subaru BRZ. Now, let's start with a modern day example that car lovers actually argue about. The Toyota 86 and the Subaru BRZ. Are they different cars? Technically, no. Under the hood, you'll find the same 2.4-liter flat-4 engine from Subaru, pushing out 228 horsepower to the rear wheels. Even the transmission options, chassis, and curb weight are nearly identical. But here's where it gets clever. Despite being built on the same production line, Toyota and Subaru tuned the suspension and traction control slightly differently. The Toyota 86 gives you a more aggressive cornering feel, while the BRZ is a bit more forgiving and daily driver friendly. So, which is better? Honestly, it kinda just depends on your logo loyalty, or what's on sale that month. Mechanically, you're driving the same machine. Number 2. Ford Galaxy versus Volkswagen Chiron versus Seat Alhambra. Did you know that the family-oriented Ford Galaxy, Volkswagen Chiron, and Seat Alhambra are essentially the same vehicle under 3 different logos? These MVPs were born from a unique collaboration, built on the same assembly line in Portugal, sharing identical Volkswagen-sourced engines, transmissions, and suspension setups. Mechanically, they're indistinguishable, with the same VR6 petrol engines or TDI diesels depending on trim. While the exterior styling does vary slightly, and the logo changes depending on who's marketing it, the core architecture, and even some interior components are identical. So whether you choose the Ford, Volkswagen, or Seat version, you're driving the same engineering. Number 3. Chevy Silverado versus GMC Sierra. Next up, America's favorite workhorse, the full-size pickup. Are you thinking that the GMC Sierra is more premium than the Chevy Silverado? Well, you're not wrong, if you're only talking about leather seats and chrome trim. But here's the kicker. Both trucks come off the exact same General Motors platform. They use the same engines, the same 10-speed transmission, and have near identical towing capacity, often within 100 pounds of each other. The biggest difference? Cosmetics and perception. The Sierra Denali trim throws in fancy wood accents and a luxury logo price tag. But mechanically, you're getting a Silverado in designer clothes. Want more off-road? Even the AT4 and ZR2 trims share many of the same suspension parts, making the differences marginal. If you're paying more, you're paying for vibe, not capability. Number 4. Nissan Frontier versus Mercedes-Benz X-Class. Think the Mercedes-Benz X-Class is a premium European pickup? Think again. Underneath that fancy 3-pointed star is a humble Nissan Navara, or Frontier depending on where you're from. The chassis, the suspension, and the base 2.3-liter twin-turbo diesel engine, it's all Nissan. Even the manufacturing was handled by Nissan. Mercedes simply slapped on new body panels and a posh interior to make it feel upscaled. They added their own V6 diesel to the lineup later on, but by then, the damage was done. Sales flopped. Why? Because truck buyers are smarter than Mercedes thought. You can't just logo up a utility vehicle and expect people to see it as premium, especially when the original version costs thousands of dollars less and works just as hard. Number 5. Audi RS Q8 versus Lamborghini Urus. Picture this, 2 SUVs, both powered by a twin-turbocharged 4-liter V8, both hitting 0 to 60 in under 3.6 seconds. But one wears an Audi logo, and the other screams Lamborghini. Yes, the Audi RS Q8 and Lamborghini Urus are built on the exact same Volkswagen Group MLB Evo platform. They share the same transmission, the same infotainment base, and even the same general layout inside. Sure, the Urus gets some sharper suspension tuning and an aggressive exhaust note. But here's the mind blower. The RS Q8 actually set the Nürburgring lap record for SUVs, faster than the Urus. So why pay almost twice as much for the Lambo? You're not buying speed, you're buying exclusivity and styling. If performance per dollar is what you're after, then the RS Q8 quietly eats its flashier sibling alive. Number 6. Ford Escape vs Mazda Tribute. Now let's rewind back to the early 2000s. Two compact SUVs hit the market, the Ford Escape and the Mazda Tribute. Different logos, different grills, even different commercials. But under the skin, practically clones. Ford and Mazda co-developed the platform, with Ford leading the engineering side. Both came with the same 2-liter inline-4 and optional 3-liter V6, identical transmissions, and shared mechanical components from bumper to bumper. Even funnier, they were built in the exact same factory in Kansas, often side by side on the production line. Drivers who thought they were choosing between American practicality and Japanese sportiness, and they were really choosing between two versions of the same thing. The difference came down to logo loyalty and trim. Number 7. Volkswagen Touareg vs Porsche Cayenne. Want a luxury SUV with Porsche pedigree but not the Porsche price? Meet the Volkswagen Touareg, the Cayenne's unassuming twin. These two SUVs were co-developed by Volkswagen Group. They ride on the same chassis and they share engines, including V6s, V8s, and even the monstrous 5-liter V10 TDI diesel. The Touareg leaned into plush luxury and off-road ability, while Porsche focused on sporty performance and logo appeal. And here's what most people don't know. The Touareg actually had better off-road tech, with a locking diff and height-adjustable air suspension that early Cayenne models lacked. Even their interiors used the same buttons, switchgear, and infotainment bones. Buyers who spent more on the Cayenne got a sportier drive, sure, but those who chose the Touareg often got more tech and comfort for less money. Number 8. Suzuki Equator vs Nissan Frontier. Ever heard of the Suzuki Equator? Probably not, and that's part of the story. This little-known pickup was actually a Nissan Frontier in disguise. Built between 2009 and 2012, the Equator shared the same chassis, powertrain, suspension, and even interior with the Frontier. Both offered a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder or a 4-liter V6 and came in extended and crew cab formats. The only real difference is a Suzuki logo, a slightly tweaked grille, and a marketing campaign that never really took off. Nissan built the Equator for Suzuki at the same Smyrna, Tennessee plant, but Suzuki's weak dealership network and low brand recognition meant it was doomed from launch. While the Frontier soldiered on as a well-loved midsize truck, the Equator quietly vanished, proving that even solid engines can't save a logo-engineered vehicle if nobody knows it exists. Number 9. Honda Passport vs Isuzu Rodeo. Back in the 1990s, Honda had a problem: no SUV for the US market. Their solution? Slap a Honda logo on a Isuzu Rodeo and call it the Passport. It was one of the most seamless logo swaps in automotive history. The two SUVs shared the same chassis, engine, suspension, and even the same VIN structure. Isuzu even built the Passport at their Indiana plant alongside the Rodeo. From a driving perspective, they were identical, offering either a 2.6-liter 4-cylinder or a 3.2-liter V6. The Passport did get a slightly different grille and some Honda-specific taillights, but otherwise, you were paying for a nameplate swap. Honda did eventually replace the Passport with a Pilot and a true in-house design, but for years, buyers had no idea their Honda was pure Isuzu under the skin. Number 10. Dodge Grand Caravan vs Chrysler Town & Country / Pacifica. Now, minivans might not be glamorous, but logo engineering is alive and well in this segment as well. Case in point, the Dodge Grand Caravan and the Chrysler Town & Country, later replaced by the Pacifica, were the exact same car. All three were built by Chrysler, they all used the same 3.6-liter Pentastar V6, and they all shared the same architecture, transmissions, and pretty much most of their tech. What differed? Well, features and finishings. The Dodge version was the budget option. Cloth seats, basic infotainment, no frills. Meanwhile, the Chrysler version came with leather, power sliding doors, and premium audio. In 2017, the Town & Country evolved into the Pacifica, which was a true step forward in design and quality. But even today, if you see a base model Pacifica or a Chrysler Voyager on the road, you're looking at the same DNA as the old Grand Caravan. Different trims, same skeleton. Number 11. Cadillac Cimarron vs Chevy Cavalier J-Platform. One of the most infamous examples of logo engineering is the Cadillac Cimarron, introduced back in the early 1980s. Marketed as Cadillac's luxury compact, it was fundamentally a Chevrolet Cavalier with nicer trim. The powertrain, chassis, interior layout, and even the doors were shared. Only the grille, a few luxury accents, and the Cadillac logo stood out. And what made matters even worse? The Cimarron buyers paid significantly more for performance and build quality that matched versions across GM's entry-level brands. It became a cautionary tale in branding, showing that logos without substance won't sell when buyers feel shortchanged. So, unless you're sold on the styling or slightly nicer trim, the Silverado gives you nearly everything the Sierra does, just without the premium price tag. Number 12. Lotus Elan vs Kia Elan, 1990s. In the mid-1990s, an unusual collaboration brought Lotus's prize sports car platform into the realm of the budget market. Kia licensed the design for the Lotus Elan M100 and sold a version called the Kia Elan, virtually identical in chassis and core structure. Under the skin, it drove like the Lotus, but under the hood sat a different engine, a 1.8-liter unit tuned by Kia. Some cosmetic tweaks like taillights and interior details were changed, but the underlying platform, suspension, and body shape were pure Lotus heritage. A pretty unexpected mashup of exotic design and economy pricing, yet still a genuine case of logo engineering. But there you have it. We've exposed just how easily automakers can dress up the same car and charge vastly different prices just because of a logo or extra trim. From luxury sedans that are cheap mid-sizes under the skin to sporty icons rebranded as entry-level hatchbacks, logo engineering isn't hidden, but it's often ignored until it's too late. But now that you're armed with the truth, be sure to inspect more than logos before your next car purchase. And hey, want more stories on cars hiding in plain sight? Hit like, subscribe, and check out our other videos diving deeper into automotive secrets you're driving around without realizing.